What's up, my G's? Welcome back to another video. Alright, check out this fucking cracker of a day. Way too nice to be in the fucking shed, but we got a mission on our hands. Because my car's far from being done, and there's that because of CDS, that series got cancelled, so Tony and Guy from Choice Events have designed this other competition event where it's just 2 days. I think first day's practice and qualifying, or might be just practice, and then it's just jam-packed. 2 top 16s, I think it is. So you got a top 32 platform or whatever, or 32 drivers, and I think in qualifying, I still haven't got the full thing, but this is just at a guess. I think from what I've heard from Guy, is they have got a top 32 qualifying, and then the top 16 go into a platform of their own, and then the bottom 16 go into another competition as their own, and then you're placed from first to 32, but then the bottom 16 obviously battle for 31st, is it, or 32nd, and then obviously the top 16 battle for first and second, third, and whatnot. But yeah, with because I'm building my S15 again, it's fucking soaking up like pretty much all the money I could get, or all I've got, just to try and get it ready before D1 starts up. And so I was just trying to juggle a few things around, and then actually Tony from Choice Events is fucking good cunt, has helped me out. So like without him, I wouldn't have been doing it, and without Andy, I wouldn't have been doing it. And the reason why Andy is a big part of it, because bang, I've got his little SR car, which is pretty mean. It's just more like his little practice car, like how I had Crawler. This is pretty much Crawler when it's in its first stages, because the drive chain in it is actually everything out of Crawler. When I first got Crawler, it's just the S15, standard S15D. I think it's got like the turbo pistons out of a spec car, but I don't think there's any difference, from what I've heard and sort of learnt over the years now. But yeah, it's dope, man. I'll get a stand for this so I can sort of give you a rundown. Yeah, so like I said earlier, it is the old SR and stuff out of that I first bought in my first S14. Then I ended up putting it all in the S13, and then things escalated from there. I sold all this setup to Andy so he could put it in this car for his practice car, just because of how reliable it was. It's just like a perfect little underpowered, or not underpowered, it's I think it's 230 kilowatt on like 15 pound or 16 pound or something, which is all good. And then it's got the R33 25 det big box behind it, with like a 5-puck clutch or something. And I liked this package. It was hard. You had to work hard to get on the boys' doors who had a bit more grunt, but all in all, it was still a fat car to drive, and I always enjoyed it. I actually competed in CDS with this motor last season for 3 rounds, and that was the most fun driving I've ever done. And I've actually learned heaps in this car, with this motor, because when I first sort of started drifting, I always had like 300 kilowatt plus, and you'd always chew the tires out like pretty fast, where this thing you'd get like fucking sometimes 10 laps to a set of tires, and you could just learn heaps in it, and you actually get to battle a few people instead of like trying to line up a battle with someone, and your tires only last 2 laps, and then you get one lead, one chase, and then especially if you stuff your chase up, then you don't really, you send in it and you're on catch up, and you don't really get a good battle, and then you've got to go in because you've got to change your tires, and then before you know it, you're fucking gone through 20 tires, and you've only had a couple of battles, is what I thought. Was with this setup, doesn't chew the tires, and it was always in a car that I didn't really care about, like I built it to be wrecked. So that's what I reckon the bonuses of having a setup like this. especially if you can like if you've got a fat car already set up and you can sort of afford to do one of these. It's fucking mean because they fucking take heaps of abuse. And yeah, so it's just, yeah, fuck it, back to the motor. Standard SR, turbo pistons, new head gasket, R35 coils, factory Dizzy. I forgot what the turbo is, but it's just one of those ones of Trade Me. I think they're like $500 or $600. I honestly don't even know. And then we always had dramas there with it leaking, the gas. I don't know if you can see it. The GoPro's picking up. So we just always weld the turbo straight to the manifold now. Andy, when I sold it to him, I had one welded on, but it was all cracked. He actually he ground it all off, tried to do it properly with bolts, with the washers, proper gasket, and he just kept having the same issue. The nuts just keep coming loose, or the bolts keep coming loose, and turbo falls off, and then it's always too hot. You gotta wait hours for it to cool down to get it all back on, and just stuffs up your day. So I found just welding it is better. And then when it cracks, just fucking weld over the crack, because it still runs all good even when it's exhaust leaky. It's just when it fully breaks off, it goes like a DE, slow as. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Alloy radiator, there's a blow valve down there. I don't think it's branded. And I think it's just got capped and flowed injectors, or 440s or something. Not 100% sure on there, but it's like a perfect combo. And then yeah, it's pretty basic in here. Yeah, hydro handbrake and switches to make it go, and for the lights and the wipers. And it's running the Link Storm. I don't know if you can see it's in there. Well boys, we all run Links in our cars. No issues. Sit this thing on limiter all day. But yeah, we've got our work sort of, oh no, it's not too much, just Andy's asked for a few things he wanted to do before he used it next. He reckons it's having a little bit of a wiring issue, like it'll just cut out when you're just kicking back in the pits or something. So I reckon it's the loom under there. They always, when they're slammed, and he's got this wound down as low as it can go. It was actually jammed, but I had to give the wheels back to him. So I probably won't see it, but I want to raise the front a little bit. And then he's got some more steering stuff coming for the front, so I might have to wait for that. But I want to pull that guard off and check that loom. And then he's got these Origin guards, which are brand new, but then he's got the old guards over here, which he doesn't care about. He got these for cheap. So I said I'll chuck these on, because I don't want to be the first one to wreck his brand new Origin ones, which is still like, well, they are brand new. So we have to drill some more holes in those so they line up with these riv nuts for the cap screws. Fuck, what else was it? The oil change. And yeah, raise it up, and it's pretty much just waiting on that because he said there's something bent on the left. He had a crash at the last outing he was at, and he never got really around to looking at it, but he ordered heaps of new steering stuff. I think it's just GK Tech. So we're probably gonna, I'll have a look at it, because if it still works I'll just use that. But I think the stuff he's ordered is stuck in customs. So, and we've got 2 weeks till this event kicks off, so I don't really want to be putting it in last minute. But to be honest, it's pretty straightforward, all that bolt-in steering kits. And yeah, I was going to drop the seat down, but nah, I think it's all good. But yeah, it's a cool little car, and I've always enjoyed this setup in the S chassis. And I never was a really big SR fan until I bought this, and I bought this engine and stuff in another S40 from Tauranga ages ago, and it was sort of something, I had some spare cash and it popped up, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll keep it and see what it's like, drive it around, and then I'll sell it and do it up, or make it look cool and sell it and break even, but get some fun out of it, or even make some money off it. Then yeah, nah, I was hooked there, the old SR Plus T life. Me and that combo got along real well. But yeah, I'll keep you updated what I do, but it's pretty much bugger all. And then we're gonna get them tidied up, and yeah, but yeah, I'll get some wheels and stuff on it and pull that guard off, and yeah, see if we can find any problems with the loom. And just as I suspected, those are just got the guard off, and it's always these all these Nissans, they all run the factory loom out of there. It usually runs up along here, but I see Andy's moved it up there. But it's always this corner, it's when you're on full like turning, swiping your wheel. But it's yeah, it's pretty bad. So I'll get all these cable ties off, pull it out, and I'll go through each one, make sure they're still all good, and then tape them all up. Then I'll probably just cut this section out because it's not structural, just section, and then lift it up even higher in that area, and then yeah, fucking on to the next job. Yeah, so I've got it all. I'm just taking all the tape. It looks as though they've had this issue before and someone's taped it up. I was going to take it all off, redo it, and I'm going to have to try and get this rubber boot off because it's actually right through there. It's rubbed through. So that's pretty boring. So I'll get all that done, out, taped up, and then I'll hitch these back up. Sure. So I got it all apart. It's sort of as good as I could, but like, see that? It's like this is a. It's like a big rubber block that they must mount into the wires or whatever, must mold around all the wires when they from factory. Some of them had rubbed back right into there, so I had to get them out, get them out of that so I can get tape around every exposed bit of wire. But fuck, there's heaps. Look at all that. But to be honest, they're usually fucking worse than this. Some are broken, but these all seem to be intact, and I've got all of them pulled out of that block so I can get tape right up to the last exposed. But that seems like a main too. That's a big wire. But yeah, I'll go through, take those, cut that, and then I'll try and like hammer it, massage it around so it's a round little edge so it doesn't pierce through. See what else I can do to insulate it, and then run it back up along there, and then that's that shit job out of the way. But yo, get in there. A little life hack that I've well, I don't even know, it's probably old, but little hack I do when I'm trying to like get in to tape inside there. It's always hard to get that in there to go around the wires. So what I do is oh hang on, I'll take my gloves off. So I unravel whatever I think I need out of that. And I'll set it up on something like that, and then I'll roll this up. It's a little bit of a thing to muck around, but I'll try and show you. Hopefully you can see. So I'll just go like that, then roll it up. Like so. It's a bit hard to keep it straight, but roll it up like that for how much you need or whatever. So yeah, rolled it up just like that, and that way you don't have to get that whole bloody thing around when you're wrapping up the wires. Give you a little sample. Well, that's a pretty easy one really, but around, a bit hard with one hand, but yeah, and then just unravel it as you go around the wire. So he's trying to get that whole big tape around. I don't know, yeah, but that's what I'm doing. Almost there. So that's all done. Now I'll put this on. It's pretty mobbed, but it's just a bit of 3mm sheet metal tick screwed in there, and sort of just banged it around to shape as good as I sort of could. But it's fucking got to be better than nothing. Yeah, alright, so I'll just cable tie this all back up in here, and then next job. So I got those wheels on, all the wheels on, those other back guards. for fenders, and that's a 18 by a 10.5 with no spacer with a 265. So I reckon with a 235, which we're going to be running, I'll be able to put a 25mm spacer on there as well. We've got that done, got the guard back on, and I've got 50mm spacers on the front, and that's 18 and 9.5. But it's hitting hard everywhere really. So I don't know, I might have to run 17s on the front, or if it's mainly hitting there, and it's hitting the side skirt and shit. I had the same drama with my S15 and that, but I used to cut that off. But I don't know if Andy will want me to do that. But he's got some, because this has just got this GK Tech roll correction kit. I think we're still going to be running that, but he's got GK Tech lower control arm, and I think, I don't know what else, but it's apparently going to push everything out, so we won't need to run the spacer. Then it might give us enough clearance, or we might just have to give it a little massage. But yeah, I still need to check that it starts after that loom. I actually forgot muck around that loom, so I'll do that too. But I just noticed there's a power steering leak, which is it always had in my cars as well. Check out the old Garrett. Done with it, Vivid. But I think the leak's coming from that top return line. It's all on there, all under there. But yeah, I'll pull that down and give that a tweak up, see if that's what it is. And then that's pretty much us, I think, other than the oil change and that steering stuff, which we're still waiting for that to come through customs. And then yeah, should be fucking all go. So yeah, I pulled that return hose out, and I was taking the hose clip off the bottom one, and I was like, oh, that feels loose. But you can actually see that it must have always had like a bit of a leak, and it's just got tighter and tighter, and someone's cranked it up, and it was as tight as it could go, and it was, you could still spin the hose clip around. And then they also had one of those hose clips. But then yeah, I was checking my box. I got a spare box of the hoses and stuff like that, and I found a bit of a hose that'll work. This one. So oh yeah man, and then I was like, what's this power steering from? And it's actually off a SRD S15 motor, which that is, that I bought bloody years ago and sold without it. And it's got this fucking like heavy duty hose line on it with some heat sleeve over it. And then it's like double hose clipped at that end. So that's fucking mean. So I'll slap that on, and that should fix our problems. And I noticed the bloody power steering fluid stunk different, and it was like fucking water, real thin. I know it's thin anyway, but it's thinner than usual. So it's probably the same power steering fluid I've had in it when I used to run it for like 2 years, and then Andy's had it for like the last year. So it's probably due for a bit of a flush out anyway, which is me. So I've drained all the fluid out of it, turned the rack and that, drained it at the rack, and I'll re-top it up. Then we'll start it up, give that a bit of a bleed up, and then yeah, fucking wrap them up for the day, I think. Yeah, I think we got it. Just get my phone for the light. We changed that hose. Looks pretty good. I just gave it a bit of a brake clean in there, so see if any new leaks appear. But it looks all good. Should be, fuck, those 2 hose clips on each one, so it should be all good. But yeah, we'll kick it in the guts and make sure our wiring's all good, and then we'll make sure the steering's all good. I just put new power steering fluid in it too. Took fucking nearly all of that. How much is that? A litre, yeah. But probably take some more after I when we turn the steering wheel shit, lead it through. But yeah, I'll get this down and then we'll give it a jam. Alright, there we go. Sweet. That was lucky. Chevy right. Do it grunt. It's a little bit funny, like, because we're going to, oh, so the event is I'll just turn the steering. Whoa, fuck. It's alright, the old wheels hit. Yeah, that's all good. Because the event's actually like open. It's just kept at 265 radials, but it'll be pretty pointless putting 265 radials on this because it's not, hasn't got that much grunt. And I reckon when it was in my Sylvias, it was like a good balance. The power and 235s it was actually quite fast, I thought. But it's sort of like you got to keep that momentum up. So if the bros in front of you stacking on mean angle and you're coming in too hot, and you sort of have to straighten up and then sort of reinitiate, it doesn't really work. It's like you got to keep that flow going. But the only difference between this car and mine is I always ran a 4.1 and this has got a 4.9. So I think we can just pop it in fourth and just bang the whole section, depending what section they have. Sorry, typical GoPro went flat, so let's give it a quick charge. It's dark now. But yeah, what I was saying was, yeah, depending on what section they run, I don't know what they're setting up. They haven't really said much, but it should be all good to like bang fourth. If not, if third should be happy. But I think we've got a couple of diffs that we can change if it isn't playing ball. But yeah, what else? Oh, I mate Sean Cooper's gonna fix that up, and I got a side skid on that side that's broken. It's like 2 halves, so I need to get that fixed. So I'll drop those off tomorrow. Get those patched up, and then that's pretty much it till that steering comes, I think. Yeah, but nah, I'm bloody excited to be driving again. Gutted it's not a brawler. Can't really, yeah, but it's all good. I'll just fucking, this thing loves it. I'll just try and send it as hard as I can and try and keep it in one bit, try not to crash it. But we're gonna put some, Andy's got canards and stuff for it. He's just painting them, and I've got to pull this off because he's going to paint that black. But we won't be running that. I don't think it'll end up having too much grip, I think. But it's just be to look cool on the trailer, really. But yeah, I think that's it. I think I'm just going to wrap this video up here. We got all that wiring sorted. Got the other fenders on the back on. I just need to get another rivet gun tomorrow. Mine's stuffed out, but it's got a couple in there to hold it on for now. Get those tyres changed. Yeah, but we got those on. Got everything we pretty much wanted to do today. That wiring was the main one, and then put that guard on it, and then fix that power steering leak. So yeah, just service it, put that other steering in when it gets here, put the kit on, canards and that, and then I think we're gonna get some pictures of these two, this car and Andy's V8 car together. So I don't think he's got a good picture with both of them together. But yeah, that's I'll probably wrap us up for the night. But yeah, just big thanks to Andy Donahue. Give him a follow on Insta and Facebook if you haven't already. I think it's 20 I think GoPro's playing up. I think it's Andy Donahue #23 or 23, his drifting page on Insta and Facebook. But yeah, big shout out to Andy for letting me use the old rig, and big shout out to Tony for helping me out with getting me entered. He's a good cut, Tony Gallagher. Yeah, but we're still quite an expensive day, and with building my S15, I'm trying to save every penny I can. So it's going to be pretty much balling on a budget for this round. But yeah, if there was anyone out there that wanted to have some advertising or something on the car for the weekend and wanted to help out with a bit of sponsorship just for some running costs and tyres and stuff, would be very much appreciated. But yeah, should be all good. It's just money sort of I got to spend that I could be putting into these 15, but fuck, I'm dying to drive. That's my main goal at the moment. I just need to have a get that fix, and yeah, get out there with the boys and have some fun. I don't think, yeah, it'll be hard to keep up with all of them. I think just because of just we don't really have much power in this old girl, but yeah, just purely there for the fun. And but I'll be pushing it, trying to do the best I sort of can. We haven't seen a drivers list yet, but I think there's some all good drivers going to be there in cars. But yeah, yeah, next one will probably be fitting the steering, and then probably give it a little drive. We'll go suss out a wheel alignment, and then make sure everything's all good. And then yeah, it's not really much to do. They'll be able to get it comp ready, really. But yeah, hopefully you're liking the vids, and I'll trying to keep them not too boring. But yeah, I feel as though the last one and this one's sort of dragging on, but I'm trying not to do that. So yeah, all good. Give us a like if you like the video, or not like even if you don't like it, it's all good. But yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Later, bolt.